guys, Gareth Jones here again. Wanted to talk about something really important but really quick with you today. It's the concept of failure. When you attempt something, no matter what it is, there is always a possibility of either succeeding or failing, right? Now we know a lot about how we can reframe failure. You know, they're not obstacles, they're opportunities, things like that. But one of the most important things that I think people really need to understand about attempting something is simply not to focus on the outcome of failure or the possibility of failure. In a lot of things, it is just so obvious that focusing on failure, focusing on not being able to achieve your goals, not being able to reach those that you are particularly shooting for or aim for, or any kind of positive outcome like that, not focusing on that can be disastrous. Whether it be that difficult class you have, or actually talking to girls, right? Going over, you can't focus on failure. There are a lot of reasons and a lot of science behind this. I mean, there's a lot of talk also, The Secret, the law of attraction that gets thrown around quite a bit. But just in the most basic sense, focusing on failure or the possibility of failure or the what ifs take away from the time that you can spend planning to succeed. And in some cases that may be that 1 hour or those 2 hours or that 10 minutes that your brain needed to come up with that solution to the one problem that's been posed, or hypothetically all over the map here. We could go all over with it. Focusing on failure, I don't want to say makes it a reality. There are a lot of people that do say things like that, and in some cases that is true. Focusing on failure can drive you towards that failure. When you talk about the law of attraction, if you're not focusing on your successes, then maybe those successes don't come to you. But in the sheer just mathematical organization of it, the time that you spend focusing on your failure, or considering the possibility of the failure, or doing the what if I fail, how should I plan, or planning for failure, which I think is even worse, the more time you spend on those things, the less time that you have to actually work on success, to do the things that are needed for those successes. Now, this is a big issue for me when it comes to achieving things, right? So how many times during this video have I said, well, my thoughts aren't coherent, in my own head, my thoughts aren't coherent, and maybe I'm rambling, or maybe I'm speaking circumlocutively, or speaking in a circle. Maybe I'm going off on tangents that are unrelated, but I have to get it out, right? I can't focus on those failures, because the more time that I focus on those failures is the less time that I have to focus on the success and doing the things that are necessary for those successes. Whether it be with talking to girls, which obviously a lot of you guys are here to get advice on, or taking a class, or achieving a goal, maybe going on a trip, or saving up for a particular item you want, or getting that job that you want, the more time you spend focusing on the possibility of failure, the less time you have to plan for success. And in terms of speaking with women, there are so many instances that can just flush out your ability to succeed. There are so many things that could happen, whether they're micro expressions, or maybe the instance of you doubting yourself while you're speaking with her, that are going to give her the opportunity to walk away, right? We all know, today I was smoking a cigar at this place called Halcyon, and this homeless guy, presumably homeless guy or impoverished man, came up to me, and he started talking to me. Right? And I knew at some point he was going to ask me for money, but he came in, he made some pleasant conversation, and I was explaining to him that I was trying to work, but, I answered his questions, and we talked a little bit, and then he went right into, oh, well, do you think I can get a couple bucks because I'm trying to, whatever he said. Now, for me, we all know what it's like to feel like an object, like someone's talking at you and trying to achieve a goal rather than being actually part of their awareness. And so one of the big things that we teach when we talk about approaching women, when we talk about making connections with women, is to not look at them like a target, to not look at them like an object, to be present in the moment with that woman. And that means not only saying the things that you think and feel, but also understanding, and not just hearing, but really understanding what it is that she thinks and feels, right? For instance, I get a lot of questions about, what if a girl says this, right? So what if a girl says that? In most cases, I can't give you a clear answer, because what I think about it from my perspective, maybe in the middle of the day at the other side of the world, is going to be very different from what you feel in the moment. So being present in that moment and being honest is so important. And when you spend time considering failure or worrying about the possibility of failure or worrying about what you're going to do if you fail or are rejected or however you classify it in your mind at that moment, the less time that you're spending present with her in that moment. And as some of you know, the guys that have studied me, or if you're a more advanced student, or if you're finding yourself in a better and more spiritual place in your life, you'll understand that once you're taken away from being present in that moment, once you're projecting on future problems or regressing to past problems, then you're not focusing on the actual present moment, and you're not focusing on the successes, and that can immediately just put a wrench right in your gears. So just to round it up, the mathematical concept of focusing on your failure, of spending that amount of time, that unit of time to focus on the possibility of failure, will take away from your awareness in the present, your being in the present moment, which we all know is so and so important, and can also take away from all of the efforts that your body is making to succeed. Or it can just take away the conscious, like I said, subconscious or conscious efforts for you to succeed. So that's so important. Have you ever been in a situation where you have focused on failure and failure was delivered to you quickly and easily? Or have you been in a situation where you were really uncertain and you went in embracing that uncertainty? And did you find it was, or did you find that you have had situations that you went in certain that you were going to win no matter what it was, a job interview or talking to a girl or going on a trip or achieving a goal, where you said, nothing is going to stop me from this goal. I'm going to go in and I'm going to achieve what it is. And in the case of speaking with women, it's going in and finding out what they're about, finding out what the situation is. Later you can decide whether actually you want to have her in your life or even want to continue with the conversation. But focusing on that failure and projecting that failure is immediately, I guarantee you, more than anything, more than any certainty, is always going to sink you. So if you've had any experiences like that, where you focused on success and had success, or focused on failure and had failure, or even if you focused on failure and had success, talk to me about it. Put a comment on Facebook or comment below on this video on YouTube. Whichever way you want to communicate it, I check it all and interact with all of it. And I'd be glad to hear your stories, and I'd really like that. So either way, thanks very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful.
Thanks for watching. For more information, head on over to artoftheplayboy.com, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.